All right, CoastLife, we're going to talk a little bit about a heavy subject today. It's one we normally talk about each September, because we're kind of recounting September 11th, of course, a day that all of us will remember forever. Exactly. Normally when this time comes around, September 11th, we see videos maybe from the outside of the Twin Towers.
Yes.
But it's rare that you hear from what happened inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to talk about, but someone who experienced it firsthand is Joe Dittmar on the couch with us today. Joe, thanks for being here.
Glad to be here.
Very happy to have you. This is an incredible story that you have, a tragic story as well, but you were inside the Twin Towers on September 11th.
That's right. I was in a meeting on the 105th floor, 2 World Trade Center, when the event began to unfold. I'm one of 7 out of a group of 54 people to have survived that meeting in that day.
Jeez.
And just a bunch of good, critical decisions, some luck, some divine providence. All those things helped to get me past the various areas I needed to get past in order to survive that day.
You said you were in a meeting with 54 people. 7 of you survived?
That is correct.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 7 of us survived, and it's pretty interesting too, because after all these years, you would think there'd be a bit of a community. Well, actually, I think survivors are a funny lot, and most people want to forget about it.
Yeah.
Most people want it to go away. For me, the ability to talk about it, the ability to tell the story has been a catharsis for me, has been very, very good for my mind and my heart and my soul.
Yeah, well, someone needs to talk about it. I mean, it's history. You are walking, talking history for generations to come. So you were in the building that was hit first or second?
I was in the second building.
Okay.
South Tower was the second building to be hit, but the first building to go down.
Okay, do you mind kind of taking us through that moment when you realized something is wrong, what that looked like? I mean, I'm sure some of it's maybe a little sparse, but like, what did that look like for you?
The minute I knew something was really wrong was after we had been evacuated from 105. We got down to the 90th floor in the South Tower. The fire stairwell door was open. We walked down onto the 90th floor, and that's the chance we had to look out the windows for the first time. And that's where we saw Building 1 in a great state of duress. There was, huge black holes through the sides of the building, smoke, fire, just an incredible, incredible sight. You saw all that, and it was a crystal clear day that day in New York City, beautiful crystal clear day. I'm seeing through that smoke and that fire and into those huge black holes and seeing pieces of the fuselage of a large plane inside the other building. And I kept thinking to myself, my God, how did that pilot miss the building? He didn't miss. He did exactly what he wanted to do. And that was when I first understood that something was terribly wrong. And I had that feeling that every one of us have had in our life, that pit of your stomach feeling where I want my mom. I just wanted to go home. I didn't want to be there. And
that's gonna get me to choke up.
I know. Oh my God.
I live that feeling every time I tell the story. And it's important for people to understand that, you are in a position at that point where you know nothing. You two are pretty young, and you may not have been around for this event, but the people that were around, they knew way more of what was going on than any of us inside of the building or outside the building, because you were getting live feed. You were getting, we had no clue. We were totally clueless, and that's a very, very painful feeling when you don't know.
Absolutely.
No, of course. No one can imagine unless you were there. The reasons we have you in here today, too, though, is not just your survival story, but you, obviously, first responders, a huge part in that day, but for your survival as well. Can you kind of take us through how first responders helped you stay alive?
Absolutely. When we got down to about the 35th floor in the fire escape that we were in, the fire stairwell that we were in, that's the chance we had for the first time to encounter the police, the firefighters, the paramedics from New York City and the Port Authority. The looks in their eyes told the entire story without them ever saying a word. They were going up those steps to save lives that they probably couldn't save, going up those steps to fight a fire that they probably couldn't beat, and they knew they were going up and knew they weren't coming back. And I don't know how you can be that brave and how you can be that strong. And you've got people right here in our lovely area of the world that are doing that same exact thing to this day. you know, laying down their lives to save that of their friends and neighbors. And it's incredible. It's an absolutely incredible thing.
Yeah. I mean, you have police and firefighters, of course, on September 11th, 2001, who, a massive disaster, but like you said, they do this every day, whether it's a small house fire or any sort of call they're getting, they never know what they're going into.
That's exactly right.
And so that's why you're going to be speaking, because we could sit here and talk to you all day, but we'll need to bring the tissues out and cancel the rest of the show. So you'll be sharing more of your story at the Rally for First Responders.
That's correct.
This weekend. What does it mean to you to have an opportunity to do that?
We should absolutely honor, celebrate, and commemorate the first responders all over the country, because they do the things that they do. Had it not been for first responders, had it not been for those brave women and men who were going up to help us get out, I wouldn't be here talking to you today. So from that perspective, anything like this, and the Schaefer Foundation and Kyle Schaefer allowing me to be part of this, it's just great to be able to say that, hey, we should celebrate these people, we should honor these people, and what a great way to do it.
Yeah. Definitely. So yeah, we could listen to him talk all day. Yes. So it's incredible. You don't think that the people at your grocery store, your neighbors, went through something like you did.
Yeah, we kid all the time. It's not my lead to say, hi, I'm the 9/11 guy, you know. But the tattoo sometimes gives it away, or the pin. People say, hey, nice pin, you know, and it does. It gives me an opportunity to break the ice. Say, so you don't know how many times on a plane I get on a plane and the steward or somebody says, hey, nice pin, where'd you get that? And I said, oh, well, I know, did you have a connection? Well, yeah.
Yeah, just a bit.
That's a conversation.
Just a little bit, right?
A little bit.
Well, Joe, you are incredible. I love that you're open to talking about this. We appreciate it. And like I said, I mean, I could sit here and pick your brain all day, but we have other things to get to right now. That's why it's so important you guys go to Rally for First Responders. We're not done talking about it either. We'll have more people tomorrow.
Yep, that's right.
On the show. Good. Looking forward to all of that. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you can always reach out to us, and we'd be happy to maybe put you in touch with Joe or some other events going on in the area. But right now, we're going to take a quick break. All right, CoastLife? So stick with us.